Hey everyone! Welcome to my 3-month boobie update! Woo! So today I just really want to, make the fucking video happen and finally do it. I'm a couple days late, so I'm just scrubbing it. I literally just woke up, so just making it happen. I am wearing a bra. But if you want to see how everything's going at 3 months, just keep watching. Okay, so I have a little bit of backstory. I had a complication with my breasts. So what happened was about 8 weeks ago, the doctor had told me that I should wear a bra 24 hours a day. And, he said that keeping my implants high is more important than maybe getting too low. So I was wearing a bra every single day, never taking it off except to shower, and before that I was not wearing a bra at all. So it was definitely an adjustment. Absolutely fucking awful. Hated it. I started noticing that I was getting some pus and a little bit of discharge underneath my boob, and I was like, hey, this is happening. He's like, continue wearing a bra, blah, 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 just put a pad under there. Long story short, I developed a blister underneath my boob, and I will insert some pictures. So this is the first stage of the blister that happened. I started noticing a hole and a suture started coming out of the crease of my boob. And then it moved on to now stage 2, to where it has progressively gotten worse. And this is stage 3, where I developed another blister. As you can see, I'm fairly open and disturbing. From the stress of the surgery of getting a lift and an implant caused a lot of stress on the incision. And what I believe that caused it was the constant rubbing of a bra right on that incision. And I will leave all of my specs and doctor and what I got done and CCs and everything down below. It was getting worse and worse and worse. It wasn't healing. They said put a band-aid on it. I fucking did that. I tried everything that they told me to do. I did everything perfectly. And one night, I can't remember what I was doing. Nothing really. I wasn't doing exercise. I wasn't exercising, which is hard for me. I really enjoy going to the gym. But the bouncing of my boob, I didn't want the bra to rub it even more. So what the doctor told me to do was to put a blister band-aid on it. And so I would put a blister band-aid on the blister, and you have to leave those on for a couple days. But what's happening was that my blister was discharging so much that it would just soak through the blister band-aid. The blister band-aid wouldn't stick anymore. It was really bad, but I was doing the blister band-aid thing. And then one night I came home, I took my bra off that I was wearing. I took the pad that I was wearing over the blister band-aid because it was discharging so much. I took that off, and it had broke open. It was bleeding a lot of fluid, constantly trying to sop it up. It was incredibly alarming. It had formed another blister, so there was another little one next to the big one. At this point, it was around a quarter size hole-like wound. It was incredibly intense. Every time I would change the bandage, I felt sick. It was pretty awful. And previously, it had healed. It had healed to about a pencil eraser size. And then I continued to wear the bra like they said, and it broke open again. And fast forward weeks later, I had 2 blisters. Then I was freaking out. I was really pissed off because nothing was working. So I doctored up everything. I was like, fuck this blister band-aid. I'm not doing it anymore. So then I did a non-adhesive pad, because also they told me to do this one type of pad. Every time I took off my bandage, it would rip the wound back open. Any new skin, it would rip it back open. It was just like a constant battle of struggling. It was awful. I was really pissed. I was like, fuck this. I'm gonna go to the doctor tomorrow and we're gonna fucking figure it out. You know? Like, I am so tired of this. And you know what? If I don't get a solution, I'm just gonna do what my intuition says to do, because I'm doing what they say, it's not working. Now I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, you know? So, we went into the doctor and she had told me that I had a staph infection. If you don't know what staph is all over your body. It's a type of bacteria when you have an open wound that is like damp and dark. It can get into the wound and cause a bad infection. Staph can also turn into MRSA, which MRSA is basically untreatable staph. I'm not a doctor, this is just the information that I was told. So, holy fuck. Have a staph infection in this blister. She gave me these special, you know, kind of like skin graft healing gauze, ointment and stuff. So we got a new system. I'm going to have an entire separate video showing you what I did to heal it. It is not quite healed yet. It's like almost. But I'm going to do that entire video. You can watch that. I'll link in the description. Of showing the products that I have and everything, because that would be a super fucking long video if I did it on this one. I also used essential oils to heal that. I had also decided to stop wearing a bra completely, because in my mind, wearing a bra right in the crease of my boob where that blister is keeps on rubbing it, keeps on breaking, it's preventing healing from happening. So I was like, fuck this, I'm not gonna wear a bra anymore. I don't think that's right. I told the girl at my surgeon's office, I was just like, look, I made the decision not to wear one anymore. She's like, okay. I was like, well, bitch, you better be okay. Anywho, now that that's aside, that little complication that I've been having, let's talk about what is different. You know, what have I noticed? So I have noticed my boobs are so much bouncier. They have dropped and fluffed, which basically means that they're lowering down on my body. They're not so high and they're squishy. And I'm a stomach sleeper and I can fully sleep on my stomach now. Before pushing my boob inward was painful. Don't have any discomfort at all whatsoever in my boobs now. Like, nope, nothing hurts, everything's fine. My implant, which in the 360 view, or I guess it's 180 view of my boobs, I will show you the implant can fully do like a circle in the pocket without any discomfort. It's kind of fun though. Like, I feel like massaging it also has been helping it drop, as well as not wearing a bra. But like, sometimes I'll lay down and I'll just move the implant in the pocket, and it's just kind of fun. It's just fun. Like, I don't know, it's just fun to kind of play with, and it feels weird, and you know, I gotta like move this one. This one was higher than this one for a long time because I couldn't massage it. Because of the blister, I didn't want to fuck it up, basically, and move the implant around and then risk breaking open the blister. The blister was so fragile, and like, it looked meaty. Ugh. They have dropped significantly, I've noticed, specifically within the last 2 weeks. Also, this nip, this boob had the most work on it, it's regaining sensitivity, and I looked in my essential oil book, and I found a essential oil blend for nerve damage, and I've been putting that on my boob twice a day. And I have noticed sensitivity regaining. I didn't ever lose complete sensitivity. Even when I was first out of surgery, I kind of like pinched my nipple to make sure that I could feel anything, and I could feel something, it just would take a lot. And of course this nip was hypersensitive, extremely just like contracted, felt like somebody was pinching the hell out of it all the time, but it's normal now. My boobs jiggle when I walk now, which is so cool and exciting. I never wanted fake boobs, and I'll link to my other video of my backstory, and I had a tubular breast deformity and that whole deal. But I didn't want fake boobs that didn't move, that didn't look like boobs, you know? That looked just kind of like rocks. That's totally not what I wanted. I do have saline implants, but my boobs now jiggle when I walk, and like they're like boom, 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 which is cool. So now I'm gonna move into what I'm doing for the scars. The doctor gave me paper tape, which they're like, it's just as good as the silicone tape, blah, blah, blah. I don't really think so. I don't think it's as good, but I think it's cheap, and I think they have to tell you that it's as good. And I totally listen to your doctor and like follow it to a T. But, you know, in my personal experience, that's what I did, and I did it until it stopped working. You know, I did it until their advice didn't work for me anymore. So I did the paper tape, but the paper tape was so intense that when I would take it off of my boob, I have the anchor scar, and so you had to put the tape on to keep the scars from raising and all that shit. When I would take the tape off, it would rip my skin off. I would end up with sores, and it would just take the first two, 3 layers of skin off with the tape. It's like, okay, that's not okay. Then there was this other tape that is supposed to be better, that's silicone, that it's easy to take off. Well, with that tape, it was too easy to take off. In the crease of my boob, it would pill up. Also, I started to be allergic to it. I started to develop rashes, so that sucked. And she's like, you should just not tape for a while, which kind of sucks because I want my scars to look really good, but whatever. So I stopped taping, and then I did research in that silicone tape. Scar tape, blah, blah, blah. I went on a medical site where you can order that tape. Nowhere in the description of that tape does it say it's for scars. It says for medical instruments, for like gluing the breathy tubes to your face. That's what it's for. I was like, bitch, that's not for scars. Like, what the fuck are you trying to tell me? So I started looking into scar systems. I found one thanks to Sarah on the internet. I will put her Instagram and YouTube down below. She's the one that did the Mozart boob twerking viral video. She now has had an explant, which I actually really enjoyed following her journey because it was kind of the opposite of what I did, but like the scars were the same and the healing was like similar. Sorry, there was a fly. I've been following her journey. She had these like interesting things on her scars that wasn't a bunch of pieces of tape. And I was like, oh my god, I commented, what's that? She didn't really get back to me specifically, but she made a post about it. And it's called Silogen. It is a scar system that you have to get through a physician only, which is kind of frustrating. So I called the company and I was like, look, you know, I live in Alaska, blah blah blah, I would like to buy your product. I don't have, my physician is not going to order it for me, which I have a great physician, by the way. It's not like he's a dick or anything. It's, you know, he's a busy dude. Anywho, they ended up texting me, which was weird, but I was like, oh, whatever. they said they have a sister site that patients can order from, and it's called New Gel Plus, and blah blah blah. Long story short, all of that information on what I'm doing is going to be in my blister healing video coming up, so just watch out for that. But basically it's like a donut for your nipple and then kind of like an anchor shape for your scar underneath, and it is like a sticky hand that you get out of like the little turntles where you get like bubble gum and stuff. You can get sticky hands. It's basically a sticky hand with like a fabric over the part that's facing outward. Oh my god, that's amazing. I fucking love it. Get those. Do it. Order it before your surgery. You can't use it until your boobs stop oozing and everything's closed. Or whatever scar. Any scar, new, old, blah blah blah. It can heal it, blah blah blah. It makes awesome. You know, it's awesome. Do it. They also, when they texted me, they gave me a discount code, which was super nice, for like 15% off. So the company is really nice. It took forever to get here. It took a little over a month. I live in Alaska though, so you may have better luck with that. But holy shit, that took forever. Anywho, the first time, the directions say to build up in 4-hour increments to wear it. So you wear like 4 hours first day, 6 hours next day, 8 hours next day, which I know that's not 4-hour increments. Anywho, that's what the directions say. I wore it for like 24 hours the first day. And then just like took it off and put it back on for another 24 hours. I developed a pretty bad rash on my nipples. Don't do that. Follow the directions. I'm following the directions now. It's working out great. I don't have a rash. But I am noticing like visible improvement in my boobs, which is great. And I'll show you the scars when I do the 180 view. And so you wear it for a period of time, then you take it off. You can get a silicone gel, that like dries waterproof and shit. I don't know, I don't really like it. Like, I thought I would, meh, I'm not a huge fan of it really. So what I do after I take the little sticky hands off is, I use an essential oil blend. I use an essential oil blend, which is anti-aging, but it's really good for scars. Also good for stretch marks. You know, keep that in mind. But I've been using that on my scars. I use that twice a day. Visibly notice a difference. And so I put it, you know, around my nipple. I'll also show that in my other video. You know, I do it around my nipple, down the scar, and then I put the nerve blend on the one boob, like just around. That's pretty much it for all the updates. I am now going to do the 180 boob view to show you guys kind of what's going on and what they look like. Keep the lookout for those other videos, and love you guys, and here we go. Alright, so this is the front view. They are pretty squishy. This is the implant. See, this implant is kind of like harder to squish, and this one's like wah, wah. But I'm gonna work on like moving it around a little bit more. Like, definitely a tighter pocket, and this one's like way easier. So here's this view. Finally have side boob, that's awesome. These are my scars. This is the Band-Aid for that blister.